Next is from Rashi Mastella, subject is WCW 99. Hi, Disco and Conan. Happy holidays. Huge fan of both y'all since WCW and TNA years. Glad both of you are doing well. Do you have any stories from the second NWO parody, The Four Horsemen and Piper? Very funny and underrated clip. You want to show it, Joe?
You want to take a look? Okay. Yeah.
Show it to people. No, it was just funny. They had an idea and they said, hey, show up and everything. We had a makeup guy there to do the makeup on us and stuff. It was pretty funny. There's no real, story from it. It's just, hey, let's do this. Next one's from anonymous user. And the subject is a what if question. Hi, guys. I'm from New Delhi, India. Just a quick question. Know your thoughts. I always wonder what if Christian dropped a pipe on promo instead of CM Punk in 2011. I know Punk did an amazing job, and the promo went on to be one of the best wrestling promos in history, but then anyone would have looked good with the kind of creative freedom Punk was getting back then. I always felt that Christian was in a better position to cut that promo. Both Punk and Christian were at the top of their game, and Christian was in the initial stage of his feud with Orton. We all know the story about Blue Dot and how the management held Christian back for years because of his size. Just felt Christian doing that promo would have been more believable in the given context. He could have name-dropped TNA instead of Ring of Honor and Tyson Tomko instead of Colt Cabana, and could have talked about the reaction he was getting from the crowd in 2004 when he overshadowed both Cena and Jericho during the Y2J highlight reel segment. Would appreciate your thoughts on this. By the way, you guys rock, and I always listen to all your videos without a miss on my way back to work. I'm way back from work every evening. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Vivek, this is from Vivek, by the way. It says anonymous users.
Yeah, not so anonymous.
I can't comment on this because I was not watching WWE programming back then, and I don't know what the circumstances of Christian was.
It's kind of like he left in 2005, I think, and he went to TNA, and he was world champ, and he was there for a few years. This was about a year into his WWE return. I guess in theory he could have cut the promo, but I don't agree that he was a better guy for the spot. That was definitely Punk's spot at the time. He's the one whose contract was running out, and he just has that fan base. Not that Christian doesn't, because he was really hot in 2004, like the guy said. But I don't agree. I don't agree. But if you ever go back, which you don't, but if you ever wanted to go back and watch a good feud or something, Christian and Orton was very good that year. Very good.
Did he get? I think he got concussed against him too, because I remember when the night that Christian got concussed and basically knocked him out for forever until he, like the last time he got concussed was the night that I met him for a drink at the bar after the Vegas show.
Oh yeah. I remember you saying that.
Yeah. So it was funny because he said he was messed up, and I was like, well, sitting there drinking vodka at the bar, like the guy's got concussion, So
this guy's talking about summer 2011. 2014 is when Christian got the very bad concussion.
Right?
Yeah, I can't see who
2014, huh?
Yeah.
God, it was 9 years ago.
Yeah.
All right. Next one, Jim Lennon. Somebody's Tony Khan's Ospreay mistake. This time next month, Will Ospreay will officially be part of the AEW roster, and according to people like Sean Ross Sapp, his contract will be paying him 7 figures per year, while his offer from WWE was in the 6-figure range. Now, obviously, he made the right choice to go wherever the money is, as anyone with a brain would, and if you like his match or not, you're not being forced to watch him. My question for you guys is, has Tony Khan made a huge mistake here? You guys say all the time Tony Khan books for his audience, but how will Ospreay do anything at all to bring in extra money to warrant that kind of a deal? I think it's a perfect example of Tony Khan throwing money away to simply feel that he's having a win. First of all, this story would have only been a big deal if Ospreay would have signed with WWE, because he's already been on AEW's programming, featured in pay-per-views. It's like, okay, we signed the guy that we've been using because of the Forbidden Door.
Yeah, like
that's not as much of a story as it would have been if he would have gone to WWE.
Yeah.
But the guy's like saying I still think he should have gone to WWE, because I still think that his monetary, he could have bet on himself, right? And eventually during his period of time, they probably made more money.
Right.
But I don't know. And this is the company where you have creative freedom in your matches, and a lot of these guys are just doing stupid, unnecessary stuff that hurts. And I just did not see I see this guy getting hurt for like 100%. Okay,
he's very reckless, and
they don't
exactly
tell you don't do this and don't do that, and you need to take it easy. And these guys just don't have that gene in them. You know?
Right. Yeah, it says here Sapp reported 3 years, 7 figures. I think it was a good signing for AEW. I agree it would have been a bigger deal if he debuted for WWE, but AEW, they lost Punk. Kenny's out for who knows what. Now Ospreay can step into the Kenny Omega spot because people will accept him there because they, respect his work and all that so much. I hadn't seen much of him until he came in and feuded with Kenny, and I was really impressed that he was good on the mic and everything like that. So he's got, he's going to be one of their top guys, and they need somebody to shake it up.
Yeah, we'll see. Next is Forrester Grillo, except as Rude versus Sting. Hey, K100, the latest 83 weeks, Bischoff and AEW show Conrad. Why do they keep saying AEW show? Why does Conrad get so much hate?
He just,
they did a thing where they did a poll. I heard maybe we talked about this. Where on Dutch's show where they had talked about a poll that was done, and Conrad was voted the most hated podcaster.
Very strange, ain't it?
You know why I think? I think the fans that are all kind of like wannabe podcasters hate on the other Mark podcasters because they're jealous.
Well, yeah. Yes, yeah.
And Conrad's excellent at what he does.
Yeah,
I think they say like he's the most hated. He might be the best guy that does this.
Right. He had a great concept and a group that show,
and he carries the shows. He's very good at what he does. He's very well produces excellent content with whoever he's interviewing. Asks good questions. Has the Meltzer sheets, the info to back up and everything. So I don't know. I don't know why he gets so much hate. It's ridiculous. But
when they started to Something to Wrestle With show, that got hot immediately. Like they started in I think it's December 2014 or 2015, and then by the following year they were already doing live shows and selling so many shirts and all that. I don't know why he's hated, but I think this is a podcast, so just like we do on here where you and Conan will disagree, not that it's phony, but you need a dissenting opinion. You can't just have Conrad going, yes, you're right, Eric, yes, you're right, Eric, because that stinks, so he's usually the guy that backs up Tony and AEW while Eric goes against that.
Well, this is the funny thing is that Eric said on this show, I said what's Conrad's role on the show, and I was saying, well, he's like the guy from the dirt sheet community. I was like, no, he's from the fans' perspective, so he's a fan. So it's like people, you're knocking the guy for being a fan of AEW. That seems kind of ridiculous, the criticism. Right. Let me continue.
I don't. Yeah.
AEW show Conrad Thompson were talking about WCW's working relationship with Japan during the run-in. During it, he spoke about the time they booked Rude versus Sting on a New Japan show, which sadly was the match where Rude got that career-ending back injury. I also found a clip online of Sting and Rude doing a backstage brawl segment in the early 90s, and Rude stiffed the Sting to the point that Sting's nose is broken for real by the end. Conan and Disco, from your memory of Rude's return to WCW in the later 90s, how was Rude's relationship with Sting? Did they have any heat? I had no clue. I knew Sting decently. I barely knew Rude. Never heard them have a discussion about each other ever. So
this is about. If I fast forward to the Rude part, it's about 2 minutes. I think you would enjoy this. This is okay.
All right. What is it?
It's just Sting. Sting's doing a press conference. He just won the belt back, and Rude comes out as the U.S. champion. Says,
a brawl.
Yeah, it's
really breaks. Good. Okay, play it.
Yeah, this is really good. All right.
Opponent gonna be Sting.
The next opponent, probably a few people here at World Championship Wrestling. Probably, I'd say.
Hey, wait a minute.
Whoa, we got the Dangerous Alliance walking in here in full force, tuxedos, the whole thing.
Settle down. Settle down. Everybody loves a party. And nobody has more reason to celebrate than you and I. You see, you've got good reason to celebrate because you're the new world champion. And I love it. Congratulations. But I've got reason to celebrate because that makes me automatically the #1 contender.
That's right.
Pour us a couple of drinks
there,
yes, Paul.
Sir. You know I will. Rick, anything for you. Here's one for Rick, and guess who the other one is for?
So I'd like to propose a toast.
A toast. What a gentleman.
To Sting, the new world champion, and to Ravishing Rick Rude, the man who owns the new world champion. Bottoms up, my friend.
I ain't drinking with you, pal.
I got no reason to drink with you. I got no reason. He wins the world title. All of a sudden, he's too good to drink with me. You'll drink with me when I tell you to. You'll drink with me when I tell you to. You think you're too good? Why don't we just do it right now, then? You want a piece of me now? Yeah.
Ugh.
Mr. Big Shot!
Oh.
I look great.
Yeah.
I think they might, to be honest, I bet you that was a situation where they probably said, let's make it look real.
Yep.
And like, you know, and he just got hit with a live round there. So
yeah, because he was swinging for the fences, definitely.
Yeah. I think maybe Sting were swinging because, like, I think Rude caught him with one and Sting swung back for a shoot, you know?
Yeah, it looked like it. And those takedowns were pretty stiff looking, too.
But that's fine because Rude had been in tons of fights growing, so he's got no problem, like, you know, doing a pull apart like that. So I don't know.
No, I said before, and you know him, of course, but I mean, the story among the fans was and fellow wrestlers was always that he had a slap that could knock you out. You know,
yeah. He had big giant hands and forearms. So.
Yeah.